So I've been auditing businesses now for several years, and I decided to share my process, my structure, and how I audit a business with you today on this video. And the idea is so you can save money and also see great results very quickly by auditing your own business or helping others to audit theirs. And in this video, I'm going to give you everything you need to get great results like this, and it'll be on a very small budget, or actually even free in most cases. And this video will save you a huge amount of marketing budget. You won't need to advertise once you start ranking your business on Google Business Profile. And then right at the end of explaining how this audit works, there's a very simple way of just pressing one button and it'll do it all for you. And there are actually three parts to the audit. What I've done is I've put together some notes here, and I'm going to share this with you. But the three parts to the audit are this. It's the circle, the signal, and the structure. So what is the circle? What's the signal? And what's the structure? Let's have a look. Well, the circle is just about whether or not you've got the green circle. So if you've got the circle, great, you can move on. If you haven't, then you need to look at your signals. And normally it means there's cards below. So we'll look at that next. So the first thing I do is I have a look at the circle. So we mentioned about circle, signal, structure. So the circle here. So is the circle green? Now, if it's not green here, then we need to do something about it. And the first thing we do is really look at the cards around here. And that's the second thing. There's a signal. So what signals are we giving Google at the moment? Well, we've got three cards here. We've got another three, so that's 6. Another 3, that's 9. Another 3. So basically that we've maxed out. We've got, I don't know, 14, 15. What we've said to Google is we don't actually update our business. And what we're going to do now is we're going to work through these very briefly. And then by the end of doing these cards, we'll give signals back to Google that we are bothered and we do want to get this to green. And if this is then green and we show a complete profile strength and we've cleared and followed all the instructions here, we'll then be interested to see then we've cleared the signal, we've cleared the circle, and then it will all be about the structure, and we'll come on to that a bit later. So let's first we'll go get custom email. I'm going to click it, and does your business have a domain? Okay, so basically by clicking it, I've just shown that I've acknowledged it, but we're not going to have a custom domain because we've dealt with that. Complete your profile. So add details and get discovered by more. So again, just read this through. They're trying to advertise. We've done lots of adverts with them already, but the fact we've recognised it, nice work. That's cleared it. New 5-star review, congratulations. Thank them for the review. So we're going to do that. Click on that. So this person here, and we've done that. Again, just showing to Google that we're giving good signals. So look at this. Already, we've now got this to green. And that was just during a process of just showing positive signals. I'm not even refreshed the browser. If I refresh it, you see it's green. So that's how simple it is. The circle, signal, and that immediately will now give this business a bit more ranking in Google. Now I am going to just clear these because I think it's important while we're here. Amenities to help customers explore. So the amenity map, so if you want to add that to your website, you can. I would again just recognize it. What it does is it shows you how you can actually use APIs and add it to your business and so on with a map. It can be quite useful if you want to integrate that to your map, but I'm not going to do that for the client because that's not necessary. Get your first reviews. Well, we've got a couple of reviews already. We need to get more. So copying and pasting this. And as I said, businesses like this have at least 5 reviews. Now we've worked out, in fact, if you get 10 reviews, it's even better. Of course, I've got a workshop on reviews. So if you want to know how to get your first 10 reviews or get 100 reviews, then take my workshop on zanet.co.uk. But for now, I'm just going to copy that, give a signal back to Google, and then dismiss that. March performance, it just wants you to see the stats, so how people find in the business, mainly on mobile, as we can see, that's 77% on mobile. We get an idea of how they're trying to find us as well, so you might want to take a note of these keywords and try and use them, and also we get an idea as to how they're finding us, so is it through calls, is it through messages, bookings, directions, website clicks, so we get an idea of how that's panning out, which is a good idea to monitor. So I've checked that. Create an ad. We've been creating ads actually in the past. We're not going to create any at the moment, so I'm going to close that. Dismiss. Add an update. Share the latest from your business. So it's important to add an update from time to time. So I'm going to do that in a moment. Add address autocomplete. Again, we'll just click that, but it's not going to be necessary. It's going to dismiss that. Add a map to your website. So again, we could do that. If you try it now, it goes to the API. Add directions to your website. It's going to be really useful if you want to use that, but this isn't going to be useful for this client. Create an offer. So offers, updates, these are more about the posts that are going to appear around here. At the moment, we haven't got anything, so we're going to get those sorted in a minute. Confirm your holiday hours with bank holidays, May bank holidays. So I'm not going to change anything. I'll keep the things the same, but that again shows a signal that I've created an offer, add an update, set up booking. So we go to the website. I don't think we've got a booking page as such. Let's have a look. So our contact is our booking page. So what we'll do, we'll make that our booking page. So I'll copy that, set up booking, let customers book. That now adds the booking page there. Refresh it. Okay, so we're down to 2. Add an update. And I'm just going to then, let's just get them to go straight to the home page. Where they can then see what we do here. So just preview it, just make sure it looks okay. Ah, yes, I need to, glad I previewed it if I forgot to put a photo. So you can have a photo or a video. So ideally you want ones that haven't been used on the website already. So I think I have a few in stock. So it's always good to make sure you don't use stock photography, and it's always good to make sure you don't use photography that's already been used on your business website, because unique photos is what Google wants to recognize. And Google knows as well, it's intelligent enough to know exactly what photos have already been used. And if you're not sure of how that works, you can see if you go to Google Images and do a search for an image, it'll give you all the same image, all the variations of that image, and it understands that. So don't underestimate the power of having different images, and Google knows what's on those images too. So I'm going to find an image for our client. Okay, so I've got this photo I'm going to use here, which seems appropriate with the 30 years experience we mentioned, and I'll just preview that as well. There you go, so that's a nice photo, shows the work as well that goes in there. So I'm going to post it. And done. And then that'll be pending, that's fine. Okay, and an offer, can we create an offer as well? So I think with most offers, you can always add something like a free consultation, or let's see what, take advantage of free consultation. There we go, so what we'll do, we'll make that our offer. So when it comes to offers, it doesn't have to be anything special. Just make something that's going to show as an offer. It can be a percentage off, it could be a free consultation, but ideally you want to put an offer in because Google will use offers on Google Maps and it will show something different. It will say offer available on your particular pin, and you can guarantee the majority of people aren't going to be putting offers in on a regular basis. And when you do an offer as well, try and make it as long as you can. So give it a 6-month period if you can, and in that way then it's going to show for a much longer time on Google Maps. So free consultation and services. There you go. And that will pretty much be repeated. So go for maximum dates if you can. So from today onwards, we're going to do that, and we'll go well into the year, into the bridal year. There you go. And more details. Alteration services. Sometimes if you put in a coupon, it just looks great. You'll see in a moment why we do that. Links redeem the offer, so they can go straight through to the contact page is probably the best. And the reason you put the contact page and not the home page is the contact page is more likely to get them picking up the phone because the number's on there, or they'll fill out the form. If you take them to the home page, you've then got to find another way of contacting you. And ultimately, any offer, any advert, any post, you want them to contact you. The idea is that you want it to become a lead. And so if you just put the home page, they've already found you on Google, they then go to your home page, they've then got to find how to contact you. And it may not always be as clear to them as it is to you how to contact you. So that's why we put them to the contact page. So I'm just going to preview that. And again, we can see, so this is a free consultation. And there you go, you get this nice little coupon as well, which looks cool. And it explains as and from and so on. So I'm going to post that. Done. And again, this is pending. Okay, so I'm just going to refresh the browser now. And then in this way, then I've done Circle, I've done Signals, and hopefully we're in a really good place. And it's just taken a few minutes. Now there's a lot more we can do, but these are the quickest way to kind of audit and get things up and running. So refresh. Look at that. So just in about 5 minutes, we've managed to get a whole business up and running, green circle. So it's got Circle, Signal, and now it's that final thing we spoke about, structure. So what's involved in the structure? Well, there are two things involved in structure. It's internal and external. So Google is interested in the structure of your website. It's interested in the structure of your business, particularly on your Google business profile. And it also wants to know, can it trust it? Is it authentic enough to give it #1 ranking? So if you've got a good structure in Google business profile, you've got a great structure when it comes to your brand and your website, if the two are kind of confirmed by Google, you will then start to be used in the ranking process. So this is something that people don't realize, that Google business profiles, their strength is based on the brand strength behind it, not just on what you put into the profile. So I'm going to show you now several things I look at when I audit the branding strength and trying to audit the external views as well as the internal part of Google business profile. And then at the end of this, I've got a great tool that does it all for you with just one click of a button. But we'll come on to that in a minute. So let me first of all show you what the structure is. So this is great to see. And I would now look at this already. If we just go down here, you can see already now we've got a bit more of an understanding. So things I ask, so there's lots of other things I'm going to do to this business, like adding questions and answers. It's great, it's got Facebook reviews. Now we're getting reviews showing as well, which is great to see. Again, I could think about how the keywords work here, but I'm not going to do that yet. And we've now got also updates, and that's been approved. Click on that. So you can see these have been approved. So we've got an offer here with your tag, and we've also got posts. So there's the first 2 posts that this business has had. So that again should help bring in more clients in the coming weeks ahead. So we'll keep an eye on this as well. So at the moment, 62 to beat. Let's see if we can, we're halfway through March, April. So we're on for a 42. So it'd be hard to beat 62, but I reckon we can beat that hopefully over the next few weeks. So there's a few basic internal things you need to do with Google Business Profiles if you want to rank. You need to make sure that you've got the unique address to your business, that you've got a unique business name so that you're not being found under someone else's and you haven't got duplicated businesses. Those are probably the 2 main things. Also Q&As, FAQs, that type of thing, worth checking as well. So just a few basic things here that I'm going to do now. So I'm checking just to make sure if I type in the business name that we want this side panel to come up, which it does, that's great. So that gets found when we're looking for that. Checking to make sure we've got replies to reviews and that we get more reviews. So at the moment we've got 2. So getting 10 reviews is going to be the key in the next few months. If we can do that, that will help increase ranking. So just checking reviews, also just checking to make sure we're updating it, which I know we've just done that. So normally for a business, that hasn't been updated for a while. Normally every 7 days you want, but certainly within every 6 months you want an update to give the right signals to Google. I just here as well, Google Maps, just checking to see if I put in the website, does anyone else come up with, or is there any other confusion? But again, it comes up number 1. This is the business, that's fine. So you just want to make sure that Google recognizes the website as well. Again, just using the address that it's known and registered under, does it come up? So yes, it does, that's good. So the idea is just to make sure there's no suspension potentiality where people have got the same address or the same business name. Asking questions. So I think this is interesting that you can actually ask questions and answer your questions. Accessories. So that's a sensible question. And you'll notice that it's already trying to answer by looking at what the review said. So again, you just see the intelligence here. But I'm going to post that. And you've now got the question. You click on the question, and now you can answer it. So answer, and the answer to that, and then a bit more detail. I can beautifully embellish your bridal dress with any accessory you desire, e.g. lace, crystals, beads, bows, and that's taken from the website. And there you go, you've now got your first FAQ. And just a little top tip, if you get 3 likes on this, which you can ask others to like as well with different accounts, if you get 3 likes on this, it'll actually appear here as a question and answer. But that's just, again, just helpful to know. So part of this, again, if you just go to Google Maps and type in the address, again, it just tells me whether there's anyone else with the same business, same address. No. And this is all just about making sure internally Google Business Profile is set up correctly. Again, just go to Google Maps and type in the business name. And we've already done that question. And then type in the address again into Google Maps. And we've done that. So that's just making sure it's set up internally correct. There's no duplicated business names, because that is often the reason why suddenly innocent businesses get suspended. So the next stage then is about making sure that you've got the external things as well that support it. So there's normally about 10 or 11 links that you can just check, and I'll just show you how I do that. So from the website, I'm going to first of all just see, has Google cached it? So I can go to webcache.googleusercontent.com, and you can search on there. And this just makes sure that Google also has a cached version to show in the results. And that's, again, I'll show you the link to that in a moment. You can also check in Google. So again, we're interested in Google's algorithm. Does Google know about the site itself? So the reason why knowing about the site is important is because that is very much the focal point of your brand. So everything you do on Google Business Profile generally goes back to your business website. And in this case, if Google doesn't know much about the website, then it's going to find it hard to rank it. So in this case, we're looking here, type in site and then colon bridal alteration studio, which is the website name. And I can see that there's 10 results that come up. So yes, it does know about this website. So that's good. But then if I notice it's not getting a lot of updates, the website. So past week, nothing's been spidered. You can check the past month and in the past 6 months. So generally, if you're not updating your website, then Google's not going to re-spider it. So the spider from Google that finds out about what's on your website, it'll go there, say once a month. And if it doesn't find anything, after a while, it'll go there every 3 months, every 5 months. And then in the end, it barely goes there at all. So if you keep your website updated, it encourages Google to get more information, and it will then have a deeper spider into the website itself. You can do a free check on Ubersuggest. Again, I'll give you the link a bit later. And by putting in the website, it tells me how many organic keywords are pretty much found. So that could be useful to know. How much is actually monthly found in the results. And then the domain authority. Now, your domain authority is really down to how linking. So who links to your website gives you an authority. So a big website like, say, BBC Website News, that would have a very high domain authority compared to something like a smaller business. But you should be aiming for 20 or 30 or 40 to get ahead of all your competitors. So 9's quite low, but I've seen a lot lower than that. So ideally, you're wanting it to be higher than than really 20 or 30, but it's up to 100 it goes. And that is down to the fact it's only got 7 backlinks. So that's why often you hear people say, encourage backlinks, encourage citations, encourage indexes. So I use a tool from Whitespark that gives citations. Again, there's a link down below if you want to try that out. And then basically this gives me a little bit more information about which web pages are being found, the types of keywords and so on. So this is really helpful if you're trying to kind of understand a little bit about SEO and improving the branding. This is just checking again how old the domain name is. So your website has an age, and if it's kind of a bit of a new kid on the block, then Google's not going to give it a lot of authority. Whereas if it's been around for 30, 40 years, 20 years, let's say, for websites, then it's going to get great authority. So you can't do anything about that. That's one of those problems where if you're a new business, you are a little bit on the back foot until you get to a mature age of maybe 5 or 6 years, maybe 10 years would be ideal. In this case, I think we've got about 4 or 5 years of this website. So it's registered back in 2019. So we're talking about 4 or 5 years on this domain name. So it's not too bad. It's certainly improving. This is still, it's got too much information on the page basically. It's got too larger images. So it's a slow loading. So you can see when it starts loading, it takes all this distance to get to here. So the only way to speed that up is to really slow, to have much smaller images, less images, or to use a CDN as well. That can be useful. Desktop, it's normally a different subject altogether. So yeah, you can see good practices, SEO is fine, performance is pretty good as well. It's acceptable anyway. Rich results, just to see, again, if you've got any of those, this has been crawled, that's fine. And then just again back to, this is more of an SEO side of it. So we mentioned about organic keywords and backlinks, but also it just gives us an idea as how good a SEO score is the website. So this is down to how it's been built really, making sure the code's pretty good. And as you can see, it's pretty good. It's got good speed as well. And then just finally, you can go back in a Wayback Machine and just see again how old the website is if you're doing an audit. So in this case, it goes back to 2021. So this is the older version of the website. And then you can kind of go through various versions of it. And there you can see various captures that you can then look at if you need to. So there's lots and lots of links there. How do you know how to get them? Well, there's one simple way to do it, and it's a simple download for you. And all it is you just go to, so you find the business on Google Maps, you type it in, and you get it to come up here. And then you just download this GMB Everywhere plugin. So link down below. And then you get the basic audit, you get some AI to help you as well, teleport, review audit, and post audit. All you need to do is click on the basic audit, and there it will then provide you with all the links that we've looked at. And in that way, then you get everything all on one page. So you can do a great audit on your business. You can audit your business, audit your website, and you can audit your Google business profile. Now that's not everything, but that's just going to get you off to a great start if you're either wanting to audit someone's business website or you want to audit your own. And so that's what I use on all the initial looking at businesses. That's the first thing I look at. Just make sure most of those things are in a good position, and then you can build from there. So how do signals actually work for your business? Well, you need to watch this video next. It explains how signals will impact how Google views your business. And these are very powerful, and there's some really good tricks you can use with them as well. So head over to this video next. I'll see you there.